Hey everybody, welcome back to our Spring Farm and Country. Crystal here. I am bringing you a very fun and challenging technique today. It's considered more of an advanced technique, but I think after you see me put together, you'll see that it's not quite as impossible as some make it out to be. So I hope you can kind of see that. What this one is today is the wood grain technique. So what you're really doing is taking your batch of soap and you're transforming it to look like a piece of wood. So every bar will have that beautiful grains and knots that you find in wood. It's really beautiful, it's really masculine, and it's very unique. So of course, I keep seeing these pictures pop up on Pinterest and Instagram, and I've had to try it. So this is my attempt. I have never done it before, and I didn't have any brown micas, so I'm doing all natural coloring today because I had to improvise. So I've got tea, and I've got coffee, and I've got cocoa powder, and then I had a couple clays that I'm gonna throw in there. So we're gonna put all those together. You can lighten and darken your colors with some titanium dioxide or some activated charcoal if you want to go darker. So you have a lot of room to create colors that you want. So don't think if you don't have the micas on hand, you can't make this bar, because you can. And I'm gonna show you how. So let's get into this and get started. And also, by the time you see this video, today is March 6th. On March 7th, my March line launches on my online store. So this bar will be part of that line. So if you love it and you want to buy one, come check out the store. I'll put the link below. But if you would like to create one, follow along this video because I'm going to show you it's easier than you think and it's really fun. So let's get to it. Let's just start off here with going through the colors. So I'm using Hershey's cocoa powder as one of my browns. I've got a light brown Brazilian clay that I'm using, a red Brazilian clay that I'm using, and then also I brewed up some white tea, which is a nice brown caramel color, and then some black coffee that I want to put in it. So all natural colors going in here, 5 different colors going in here. So it is kind of complicated. I'm gonna have to move a little faster, but I'm kind of digging the colors. Got all my oils already combined together and cooling off. Now for this one, we need this batter to stay fluid for as long as possible. So I did not take a water discount on it, and I'm also soaping a lot cooler than normal. Usually it's 100 to 110. I like to keep it, as you see, this lye is already at 89 degrees. I want it as close to room temperature as I can get it without it thickening up the hard oils. So it's definitely interesting. Now I'm going to have my main color, that's going to be the majority of my batter, and then I'm going to split the other 4 colors into their containers, and then I'm going to move those into actual squeeze bottles because that's going to give me more control over the colors as I want to layer them on top of that main color. So you'll see as I put it together.
I did mix up a little activated charcoal for black just in case I needed it, and I did. So I just used a pipet to add a little more to the coffee because the coffee wasn't making it as dark as I wanted it to. I need some contrasting colors in here, and it just wasn't doing it. So added just a little bit of that activated charcoal and it was perfect. Getting my squeeze bottles filled up with those colors, and then the real fun begins. So I'm just going to use a couple wood planks so I can get this mold on its side so I can stream these colors right down the side of the mold itself. So first you're going to see I'm layering those 4 colors on top of the main batter like I told you. So I'm using those squeeze bottles to have a little more control over that. You want it just on the very top layer, not like a drop swirl where it's going into the batter itself. You want it laying on the top. And then you're going to just pour that right along the side of your mold, going back and forth at a pretty decent pace. And then for your knots and imperfections that you see in a normal wood grain, you can stop and put a little wiggle here and there to give it a little bit of interest in there. So that's what you're going to see. I'm going back and forth, doing a little wiggle for some knots and whatnot inside the wood itself, and it just starts to fill up. And as it fills up, I'm going to remove the wood planks one at a time until it's completely flat and I finish it off. So this part, you're just moving as quickly as you can because now your batter has been sitting for a while, so it is going to start to thicken up. So you're going to see by the time I get to that last plank I'm pulling out, the batter is getting quite thick. So I'm trying to get everything in there again before I can't use anymore. And here's what it looks like right after it's finished pouring, and we will cut to 24 hours later so I can show you this next phase. So this was the next day, and what I'm doing, I'm just measuring it out because since I'm going to be cutting horizontally, I want to cut with the grain, not like a standard bar like you've seen me cut before. I'm just measuring out the size of my bar, so I'm doing it every 3 inches. And then I cut through. But what I found is because I didn't take a water discount, it wasn't quite ready at 24 hours. So the little knife I was using was sticking to the inside of the bar, so I knew it needed a little more time to cure. So I put it back in my curing closet for another 24 hours and then attempted this again. So here's what the inside of the bar looks like if you were to cut vertically. So you can see why you have to cut with the grain. If you were to cut standard bars, it's an interesting design, but it's definitely not a wood grain. So now I'm going to take it over to my regular cutter, put it on its side, and cut down the middle with the grain so you can actually see that beautiful wood grain come through. So now you can see why we want to cut it with the grain and horizontally instead of vertically. Here is that beautiful wood grain. And the great thing about this batter, this recipe, is that as it goes back into the curing closet and cures, it will darken and really look like an aged piece of wood. So it's really fantastic. This design was so much fun to make, and I would definitely make it again and again. The scent is blue spruce and balsam pine, so it really does smell like you're walking through a pine forest. So again, I think I've said this in my other videos, I really let the scent kind of dictate the design, and I feel like I've done justice to the scent of this bar because it feels like a forest, it looks like a forest, and I'm very, very pleased with it. So I would love to hear what you thought about this technique. Put it down in the comments if you've ever tried the wood grain technique or if you've been interested but a little scared. I found this technique of using the squeeze bottles and layering it on top of your main batter to be very, very easy. Of course, you just want to be able to move a little quicker, but it's not as complicated as I thought it was. It just is time consuming, and you got to plan ahead of time, have everything set up before you even begin, or you'll set yourself up for failure. But I love doing this, and I can't wait to make some more, and I can't wait to bring you some more new designs to show you all as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day.